Okay, third attempt. Try to make it short and sweet and get rid of the flubble doubles in it. This is a 24 volt 1500 watt solar inverter charger. It is hooked to my TV. It's going to be hooked to a light and some fans later on. In the wintertime, I don't really need the fans. So I'm not using a whole lot of power. Right now, I have two 50 watt, 650 watt, 12 volt, 50 amp hour, 650 watt hour lithium ion batteries. The cabling is temporary because I just got the batteries. I brought them both up with a surface charge, hooked them together to hook this up to see, if it's going to handle the TV or not. Because the lead acid batteries that I bought before that were in here were absolute crap, and TV drained them dead in like 5 minutes. Yeah, so these are, like I said, 650 watt hours. You tie two batteries together, they're still 650 watt hours. The only thing that increases is your voltage. So your amperage and your wattage stays the same. This is one battery bank. I'm going to have another one here, which is two battery banks. I'm going to have this one, this battery bank, and the other battery bank when I get it are going to go to a 3-lug bus bar. So I'm going to have one battery bank there, one battery bank there. This battery bank is going to have the same size cable for the positive and negative to the bus bar. This one will have the same size for this bank, not necessarily for that bank, because this is a separate bank. And that's going to go to the bus bar. And then you'll have another bus bar up higher, which will be run off from the extra lugs, 3 lugs, 2 battery banks. And then you do the same thing for this shelf, that shelf, that shelf. And they'll all come down to getting wired to bus bars. And these bus bars will come down to another one where the main cables here, positive and negative, will hook to the bus bar. That way the draw from this comes off the bus bar, which is fed by all the batteries, which will automatically, in theory, equalize the stuff between them, the voltage, the drop and all that, because I've seen the videos, did the research. You can run a smaller amp hour, watt hour battery in series with another one. The BCMs in the units, when they run to a bus bar, not directly connected to each other, like the positive for this one to the positive this one to the unit, but you run the positive to a bus bar, and then positive from this one to the bus bar, and that runs to the unit. It draws evenly between the batteries somehow. I don't know, magic of electronics, I guess. The BCMs control shit. It'll use less from this one, more from this one, because it's a bigger battery. And that will even out on the bus bar and even out on this thing, so the batteries will have an even charge. They'll charge evenly, they'll discharge evenly. That way you can run more than just the theoretical 4 batteries in series, or 4 batteries in parallel, or 4 batteries in series parallel. Then that was where I'm getting kind of confused earlier. But like I was saying, with 650 watt hours, you're going to have loss in the lines, in the unit, and in the TV itself. Because right now the TV is only hooked up. It tests out at 100 watts. So that would be 100 watt hours. These batteries are 600 watt hours. So in theory, I'm saying, in my head, I know it'll change, it's got variations, but I should be able to get 4 to 5 hours of watching my TV, which I do at night, 3 hours. And then during the day, it'll be running off the solar panels, which I'll have to watch closely, because I only got 100 watts solar panel right now. Well, in theory, I got 200 watts, but the one's mismatched. I'm going to disconnect because it's not. It's just within the 3 watt variance between the 2 panels, and I don't like that. I got another panel coming that'll match the one I got. I'll take the new one and the other new one, put them together, take the old one off, which is what the other 2 panels are. Trust me, there's 4 panels out there. The 2 will run into the Y connector, and then the 2 newer ones will run into the Y connector. They'll feed. They shouldn't backfeed because I have power blocking diodes in there, so they won't backfeed and screw up the panels. But the newer panels are smaller, which is nice. And they're monocrystalline, so they're more efficient. If I get the 2 on there, then I can measure. I might have room to put 3 on each bracket. I got 2 brackets, which means I can take the 2 older ones off and order another 3 panels. Then I'll have a total of 300 watts coming in. Excuse me, I'm banging shit with my elbow, which means I should be able to put 300 watts an hour back into the batteries during the day when the TV is not on. The TV, I fall asleep with it on, but I can also set a sleep timer. So if I fall asleep, it'll automatically shut off in like an hour and a half, and then I'll just keep sleeping. I'm one of those people that have to sleep with the TV on. I don't know why. It's my white noise, I guess. Well, anyways, it'll shut off after an hour or so, and then it can charge all day because I don't watch TV at that point. I go out into the living room, turn on the one in the living room. This works out good. I might buy a small unit like this, hook up the TV in the living room, and the fish tanks, and lighting. And pretty soon I'll have 2 or 3 units around my trailer, all running off-grid setups, and I won't be drawing from freaking power company, which charges the goddamn fortune. We got $300 and something light bill a month. I'm hoping this can drop it down $10, $20 at least. You know, that's a raise right there. It's a raise in income. I can afford food. But yeah, in theory, I should be able to run it for a little while. Like I said, I got to get the shut off for the solar power coming in here. It comes in these cables. I got to extend these cables out, put a solar panel disconnect out there, and then I got to put in a safety amp fuse breaker thing in here. So once that's done, it'll be permanent. Then I can start putting more batteries in, and I can get better jumper between the positive and negative here to make a better, you know, bus bar between the batteries to make 24 volts. That seems like it's an awful lot of resistance. These batteries probably won't charge evenly, so I'm going to have to positive on this one, negative on this one, what have you, to charge it properly. But yeah, there you go. Off-grid setup in my closet. Hopefully save money.